in Dallas, Texas. This is my first time coming to CanJam Dallas. So we're setting up for the show.
Yeah.
Something is missing. And by something, I mean kind of almost everything.
Yeah. So we're missing a lot of, well, all of our banners, quite a few headphones, other pieces of gear. They are in Pelican cases that were meant to be shipped here, but were shipped to another hotel.
More like Pelican cases.
Ooh. So now we have to, as a collective, we have to go and get them and bring them back here.
Yeah, we got
manpower.
Bad boys over
Got
here.
our first site quest of the week.
Oh, hey, whoa, look at this guy. Let's go get some cases.
We gonna get
So this is the hotel that has our stuff. So we have to get all of this back to the other hotel.
before the sun goes down and the zombies come out.
We did something different this time. I'm here with Listener, who you probably know from podcasts. You may have also read some of his articles. He does a lot of great writing for us. This time, I brought this with me. This is the Brulin Care 4128. We told people, bring your headphones by the booth. We will measure them. Way more people showed up with headphones than we thought, and there were plenty of times where we swapped out. Listener here does a ton of the measurements for headphones.com, including the data curation. So when you see stuff in videos, a lot of times those measurements have passed through him. And you did a lot of measurements at the show.
We both did a lot. I think I probably have like a good 2 or 3 times on you. But
yeah, because there were plenty of times I walked around and tried stuff, and you
No, I was
got
at
in the
booth.
zone.
Yeah, I was locked in.
I mean, this is like the first time we've done this.
Yeah, I think it's pretty damn obvious we need to do it again.
Yeah, we should start bringing this to more shows.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a huge draw to the booth itself, but it was also just something that made people not only come to the booth, but stay at the booth, because they would like be sitting there while we're measuring, and then they would see a headphone behind us like, oh, actually I wanted to try that.
Yeah.
So while they're waiting and we're doing all the things with Mr. 4128 over here, they can just listen to headphones and have a good time, and by the end they get a good measurement out of it.
Yeah, and a lot of people were, well, some measurements weren't great.
Well, I meant in good in terms of quality of the device.
The headphones weren't always awesome.
True.
But there were a lot of people also who were like, oh, I'm going to bring something different tomorrow for you to measure. So we ended up measuring things that I never thought we'd get to measure. There was a Sennheiser HD414 that was in mint condition.
Thing was beautiful.
He said he got it for $20, and I was just like, why can't I beat that lucky?
Yeah, there were a few vintage headphones. There was that. Someone brought an AKG K240 Sextet, which I had never seen in person before.
Those are cool.
It's cool, really old. Measured pretty okay too. Yeah.
There was a whole lot of ZMFs, which is really cool.
Ton of ZMFs.
One of them was a ZMF Omni.
Yeah.
Old school Fostex mod ZMF before it became the Ori, which is like kind of sick.
Yeah, for sure.
We measured Peloton buds. We measured some...
we measured a pair of those Aftershocks, like open air buds that sit in front of the ear.
LCD5. The new Aria unveiled.
Yeah, we measured 2 units of those.
And the Isvarna.
Isvarna. Yeah, so the new Hi-Fi Man closed back.
Yeah, so we measured that. Measured a lot of things. It was pretty good, and a lot of it too is explaining to people what they were seeing when we actually were measuring it. So and Blaine did some too. I want to give Blaine credit; he did some measurements also.
Well, I mean, he's right here.
Yeah, but we'd a lot of it was you do measurements, you turn the laptop around, and people were like, "Oh, cool, what is that?"
Yeah. So
you kind of go through the process.
Yeah, so we were showing people compensated measurements a lot. So if people weren't familiar with our content and hadn't seen the diffuse field compensated measurements with the preference bounds, we just took a second to kind of explain that to them, and thankfully we were using something based on harm and just kind of for this rig, so it was fairly easy to explain to people.
It was a lot better than like if we had been showing raw measurements for the 4128, people would probably have no idea what those raws look like compared to something else.
Not familiar with this head at all.
It would look totally different than other raw measurements. So doing compensated just makes the most sense, especially compensating every rig for diffuse field. And we got a ton of measurements out of this. So if you want to see all of those measurements, they will be posted at a link in the video description. You can literally scroll through all of them on the forum, which you should be a part of if you're not already.
And if you're one of the people who came to the show and got yourself measured and you want more than, say, just an image with your headphone measurement on it, feel free to ping me on the forum or in our Discord channel, which will also be linked below. My name on the forum is Listener.
You can see it on the screen right here.
Yeah, and I'll hit you with whatever data you need if you want the full raw RU measurements or just like a single average or left to right average, whatever you want. I gotcha.
So a big concern at the show doing measurements was noise. So
It was.
yeah, but this was actually a quiet show.
Yeah.
And via the magic of measuring it more than once,
Yes.
we were able to kind of average that noise out. It really
Yes.
wasn't that bad.
It really wasn't. We were able to either smooth the noise away,
Yep.
use longer sweeps, or just kind of do enough positional variation that it just
Yeah.
got
Now,
away.
this would be unusable for harmonic distortion measurements.
totally.
But for frequency response,
Yeah.
it was totally fine.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, yeah.
And we did some before the show, before it got like loud or anything like that. Same results. It was really, really solid. So the big thing was just doing at least 3 or more seatings per ear,
Yes.
doing some smoothing, and that was that. So I don't know how many we got in total. After the first day, we had 38, and I feel like we probably did even more today.
Yeah, so what actually ended up happening was a lot of people came the first day and saw the head and were like, oh, I had no idea you guys were doing this.
Yeah.
I am coming tomorrow, so I'm going to bring headphones tomorrow. So today we ended up measuring a lot more. I think we got close to 90.
I'm going to get my laptop. I want to check and see how many it is.
Over 100.
It'd be 102. Yeah.
Knocking out 100 in 2 days is
Wild.
wild.
We
Yeah.
got to measure some new stuff. Like, we already mentioned the Aria, but we did the new DT 1990 Mark II.
Yes,
the
and the
1770 Mark II. With
Yep.
both, on the 1990, we did both the analytical and the balance pads, which now they're calling the analytical pads and the production pads.
Oh, interesting.
Or
I didn't know
producer
that.
pads, I think is what they said.
Okay.
So we got both of those.
Yep.
Oh, there's an HD 580 in here.
Yes.
What
We
else?
did a HD 540 reference, which is an older
Mhm.
headphone, which I was pretty excited to see.
Audivina.
We did an I did an Audivina, and I
Yeah.
heard that for the first time.
That's
that
pretty
was,
cursed.
was
Kennerton?
very cursed.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry for your hearing loss.
Yeah, it was really bright. But yeah, someone came over with a Kennerton Veneto, which like just came out.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the water cooler guys I think named it AL.
Phil phone closed.
Phil phone open and closed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, the T+A Solitaire P. I got that one.
Nice.
Because
Yeah,
I didn't
it's-
have that before. A lot of things. The Techniques, or the Techniques.
Yeah, the new, wireless
Yeah,
headphone?
ANC one.
Yeah, yeah.
Not awesome, but we did have that. Just
Hopefully they'll work on that.
yeah, I
a
could
little
use a little bit of tuning, but
Yeah.
still super cool if they would let us do that. The only thing that I wanted to measure at the show that we weren't allowed to measure was the new Grado headphone.
Ah.
There were 2 different booths that had it. I asked them if they could measure it. They said they had to ask the Grado guy, and apparently he said no.
Rich Grado, who I assume was the guy who was supervising,
Yeah.
was actually at the show, and
I haven't met him. I've heard that he's really nice.
He came to Blaine's presentation.
Yeah.
He was actually he was a really nice guy, and he and Blaine had a nice chat after the talk.
Yeah,
so.
I will say the new Grado is like the best built Grado ever, by a massive
Yeah, it has like
margin.
removable cables.
Yeah, but
and-
the actual build quality, the rest of it is
Yeah.
so much better.
I mean, that's
It's
encouraging.
night and day. It's really bright.
I didn't get to try it. Yeah, I mean,
Cameron, you got anything to say about Dallas?
It's been good fun.
Pretty good fun.
It's a nice vibe at this show. It's a little bit calmer, easier to actually hear stuff, open backs properly.
Yeah.
It's this one feels more social, which is nice.
Yeah,
There you
for
go.
sure. I think that was my favorite part about it.
Yeah.
Like, not only within our own team, because like if we go to New York or SoCal, which we usually do, like I get no time with you. I get no time with you. I get no time with the Lissamores. Like everyone's
Yeah.
just doing their own thing, and it's cool because we still operate as a well-oiled machine. But y'all are my friends, so I like to spend time with you.
I feel like we were on it this time too, especially for pack up, because
We had to
were
be.
way less obliterated during the show from like all the socialization. People were super nice. A lot of people, like the vast majority of them, were like, "This is my first CanJam.
Yeah,
It was my
yeah.
first time getting to hear this stuff because they don't have the opportunity to in Dallas." So
Yeah.
I am like not 100% sure, but I'm like 70% sure that we'll do Dallas again next year. I really hope that we do.
really hope so. This
Yeah.
was probably my favorite CanJam, like the actual show part.
Because like SoCal is a bigger show.
It
There's
is.
way more stuff. New York is a very lively show, but this might have been my favorite CanJam because it was like super down to the earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very much so about the people and the relationships, and all
Yeah.
my friends were here, including you guys, obviously.
Which is the best part of CanJam.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, headphones are great, very fun.
Yeah,
But,
it's about the people.
yes,
Yeah.
talking to people about headphones is way, way fun.
So I would say if you get the chance to go to CanJam Dallas next year, you absolutely should.
Yeah,
This
and I
is
would
one
say
of the best shows.
I would say even if you're one of the people that will traditionally go to like one of the bigger shows, like New York or SoCal,
Yeah.
I think Dallas has its own appeal that
Yeah,
would make
give it a
it
shot.
up there with those two.
It's-
As one of the best.
There's like a few less vendors, but the show is so quiet. You really get to actually hear the headphones a lot better.
Yeah.
And you get to spend more time one-on-one talking with the manufacturers, talking with the reviewers, all that stuff. It was
Yeah.
just way more in-depth. of a show than what we normally get, and I really, really liked that. So, really short video, but a great CanJam. You should go check out all those measurements in the forum because it's going to be really cool. It's going to be a massive dump of information. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you are going to come to a CanJam in the future, bring some headphones because at New York and SoCal, I'm bringing this guy with me. So let me know what you want measured. And if you don't bring something, let me know what you want me to measure at the show because this guy, look at this beautiful face, he'll be there. I heard you're measuring something really high fidelity over here.
Damn right we are.
We're about to be out of a
Show
job.
respect.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Who could this belong to? It's gonna be awesome. Anyway, if you like this video, leave a like down below. Comment, let me know what you want to see in the future. If you want to get active in the community or check out those measurements, you can be active in the forum or Discord, both available. The link in the video description. As always, don't forget to stick around, subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Till next one, guys. Peace. Yeehaw, Texas.